Welcome to another episode of Making My Own Clothes because I refuse to buy anything else. And today it's home edition. So remember that headboard I got from Facebook Marketplace? We are giving it a much needed upgrade by switching out the fabric. When it comes to these type of DIYs, you pretty much just have to take it apart and then put it back together again. So once you're taking it apart, remember how it's done so that when you put it back together, you can put it back together correctly. So I pretty much just remove the backing completely and pull off the fabric. I'm going to use the fabric as a pattern, and I got my fabric from Amazon. It is like a pink suede fabric, pretty much the same fabric that's already on there, but in pink because my room has a blush pink vibe. And I know sometimes these things can look intimidating to take apart, but this was actually very easy. I just pretty much pulled it apart and yanked out all the nails. Now this is my extra fabric piece that I'm going to use as my pattern. I'm going to keep the padding that's underneath because that's already in great condition, which was amazing. And here's my fabric. I also got this silver nail head trim from Amazon, which is going to mimic the trim that was already on there, but this is way easier to install. I'm going to literally lay the old fabric on top of this fabric, again, to create a pattern so that I have the exact same shape. I'm going to make it a little bit larger just so I can have some extra space to cut off. I'm going in with my electric scissors. These make sewing and cutting so much easier and quicker because you just literally run through the fabric. And then I'm going to lay my headboard on my new fabric, and I'm going to use a staple gun and staples to staple that all the way around into the wood of the headboard. This was a pretty easy project because everything was in good condition. I just needed to swap out the fabric. Now, once all the fabric was replaced, I went ahead and put that same piece back on the back. So make sure when you're removing that, if you don't have an extra piece of fabric, then you're going to just replace it. Make sure you don't rip that too much apart. It really didn't matter because that was in the back and nobody's going to see that. So last is the trim. All you do is go ahead and put the trim on, and they have these little holes in it that allows you to put a nail in there to secure it to the bed. You put the studs where you want them, and that is it. This is my finished headboard. It turned out so cute. It was so simple. And you guys, this headboard was only $10. Now you know you don't just have to upcycle clothes. You can also upcycle your furniture too. I hope you enjoyed this DIY, and I'll see you in the next one.